Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my current laundry routine and all of the products that we use to launder all of the clothes in our home. If you guys are new around here, welcome. My name is Becca. I'm a registered dietitian. I'm very passionate about health and wellness in pretty much all areas of my life. I'm also a mom of 3, 4, and under, so I've got a lot of little clothes to wash, and I'm definitely, as the mom, I am the one that kind of runs the more domestic things in our house. My husband definitely pitches in a lot and he's such a huge help. But I'm kind of like the spearhead. And I have, since having my son, Bo, who is like 7 months now, 2 to 3 was a very different, I think the most difficult transition for me. I love it. I want a big family, but it's definitely 2 to 3 is chaotic. At least for me, it really has been. It's like it feels like a big step up. So since he's been born, I've just been kind of like, I feel like I've been floundering a little bit, like just trying to like keep the house in check and, work and be a mom. And we're homeschooling our oldest. It's preschool, but it's still, it's still time and attention and work. So it's just been a little like, So I, in the past couple of months have really been focused on just trying to improve the systems in our house to be able to get it all done in a way that doesn't feel so frenzied and doesn't feel so sloppy, because there is a lot to get done every single day. I'm sure all the moms out there can feel me. So recently I read this book. I'm actually still kind of reading it. But it has helped me so much. I will link this book down below. And it's basically a mom. She has 9 kids. So she has a lot more kids than I do. So she's much wiser and clearly has it a lot more together than I do, because she's learned to put these systems in place and to really train her kids to help and just really manage the home. She really approaches it as like a business. And I really just love the way that she looks at things. So I highly recommend this book. And she's got a whole section on laundry, and it really kind of forced me to get my butt in gear and really come up with like a system that works like a well-oiled machine, because I kept getting stopped up in certain places and laundry would bottleneck. And I think we all know that laundry is, it's just never ending, and it's not the most fun thing to do, but it does have to get done. So I hope that in today's video, I can share with you not only the products that I use that are natural and effective, because that's very important to me, but also the system that I have put in place, because I feel like now that I've really been honing in on it, I've got like a good thing going, and I feel like I'm finally ready to share what I'm doing, because it does work for us. Okay, so first I'm gonna quick share with you the products that we use. These are like my tried and true favorites. These are things that I've been using for several years and repurchased many times. So the very first thing is our actual laundry soap. So this is the Thieves laundry soap. When it comes to products in your home, laundry products are rate the highest for containing toxic chemicals. So fragrance is a huge one. There is SLS, which is a foaming agent in the soap. There's phthalates, there's brightening agents. If you're doing the dryer sheets, the fragrance and phthalates are through the roof. There are so many ingredients in there that really can mess with our hormones. They mimic estrogens. They're called xenoestrogens. Phthalates and fragrance are a big one. Phthalates are what make fragrance actually be powerful, but also have that staying power, so your clothes still smell fresh weeks later. That's the phthalates at work. They're xenoestrogens, so they can wreak havoc on your hormones, because your body thinks it's estrogen, but it's not. It's coming from your laundry soap. It's not actually estrogen, but it will artificially elevate your estrogen level. So women, that's a huge problem. Men too. It can irritate skin. It can lead to asthma, increase cancer risk. I mean, there's just so many drawbacks to using the conventional stuff. And I used to go to Costco and buy the big giant orange tubs and my bounce dryer sheets. And I was always, that was what I used. So if you're there, no judgment, because that was me too. But I made the switch years ago and I've never looked back. And it's an easy thing to swap. Once you get used to not having those smells, I know some people are really attached to that, but I'll tell you something, when you stop using fragrance, you will realize how powerful they are, because you're not used to them anymore. And you will be honestly kind of disgusted at how intense the smell is and how much it lingers. Anyway, tangent over. Thieves laundry soap, this is what we use. It has no SLS, no dyes, no petrochemicals, formaldehyde, phosphates, synthetic perfume or fragrance, or optical brighteners. It cleans our clothes. It does a good job. So it's a really small bottle, so you're probably like, why? That's not very much soap, but it's super concentrated. It doesn't contain a ton of water like those big jugs do. They're watered down by a lot. So it's about the same, honestly, like loads wise. It's just you only use a small amount. I use about 1/4 of this capful. So this is what we clean our clothes with. This is everybody in the house. So me, the girls, newborn clothes. I don't buy any of that dreft stuff that is marketed for babies that's filled with fragrance. That is like such a, drives me crazy that that is a thing because you're putting that on literally like brand new tiny babies, just all that fragrance. So Thieves laundry soap, that's what we use, and it works super well. It cleans our clothes. It doesn't actually smell like Thieves oil. It just smells like lemon, but again, it doesn't have fragrance, so it's not going to leave your clothes having a fragrance on them. It's just going to clean them and remove the dirt. So then what I use for, like I said, I used to use dryer sheets. I used to be a big dryer sheet girl. Now I use dryer balls. This is one of the easiest swaps to make. Go on Amazon and get some dryer balls. And I obviously use oils on them to make my clothes smell good. Now again, there's no phthalates here, so it's not gonna be like this lingering smell 6 weeks later, you pull it out of the drawer and it smells like spring fresh or whatever. It is not that, but when you take it out of the dryer, they are gonna smell good. Eventually that smell will go away, but that's a good thing because that means there's no phthalates seeping into your skin when you're wearing your clothes. So I typically use lemongrass. I also like lavender, any citrus oil, vanilla. You can have fun with it. You can go to town. You can use whatever you want, but oils smell great. I put probably like 4 to 6 drops on a dryer ball and I throw it in. Couple tips. A lot of people complain that it makes your clothes staticky. So if you are finding, I don't really find that to be true for our clothes, but what you can do is you could try a couple things. You could put a safety pin on one of your dryer balls. I hear that really helps cut down on static. You can dry your clothes for less time because these will actually speed the drying time, which helps for efficiency too. So you can cut down on the drying time, which can cut down on the static. And then another thing you could do is if you're like really on top of it, which I would not be on top of this, but you could, put the dryer balls in for like the last 10 minutes that the cycle is going. Less time that the dryer balls are in there could cut down on static as well. So if that's something that you're struggling with, you can try that. Love dryer balls, super easy. And again, it's a way to cut out fragrance. And when you think about it, your clothes, you are literally soaking in whatever your clothes are soaking in all the time because you're always wearing clothes. And then at night you're wearing pajamas and you're also sleeping in your sheets. So literally 24/7 you're coming in contact with these fabrics. So if they were washed with the conventional stuff and have the phthalates and whatever fragrance and whatever else chemicals on them, if it's touching your skin, it will soak in. So just something to keep in mind. Okay, so then the two biggest things, when it comes to like treating clothes, I feel like are stains and like brightness. So for stains, I actually use the Thieves dish soap. This works very, very well. I got this tip probably about 6 months ago and it's been a game changer. So this is also what we use, obviously to clean our dishes. So I can use it for both. It's one less product I have to buy. It's, like one less thing I have to think about. It's less packaging that's getting used, which is nice. So I usually either wet the stain, like, right away with cold water, or I'll spray it with like Thieves cleaner, just to like wet it. And then I'll put a squirt of this on and I just let it sit for a little while, like before I throw it in the washer. And it usually, especially if I treat it like right away, it usually comes completely out. It's amazing. And again, there's obviously no chemicals or anything funny in there. So that's what I do for stains, product-wise. And then for brightening whites, obviously the conventional option is bleach, but I don't use bleach. I use a product called Molly Suds. I will link all this stuff below. And I love this stuff. So it's an oxygen whitener. It's chlorine-free. It's obviously not bleach. It actually has, I think, lemon essential oil in it. So what you do with this is it's a powder. And if I'm gonna do a load load of whites. I will put a scoop of this in like the pre-wash cup in my washer, and you just do like the pre-soak setting before washing. So it will soak it in all of this goodness, and it definitely brightens the whites, because you will notice now, I guess a drawback of using natural detergent, it doesn't have those optical brighteners in them, which is a good thing because that stuff can mess with your body. But it will, like, your whites will start to get dull. Like, that will happen. I mean, in my experience, it's just what it is. I would rather have slightly dull white clothes than, have these chemicals on my body all the time. You may not feel that way, but I certainly do. But this is a way that you can go around that. So Molly Suds for the win. Love this stuff. Also, Sunshine is the other incredible natural brightener. So taking your white clothes outside, hanging them up on a line will totally brighten them up. That's another trick I use for stains, especially baby poop stains, like newborn yellow poop. Oh my gosh, you guys, because like the blowouts are just, my son especially, I don't know what his deal is, but we literally call them bowouts because they happen so frequently. But my trick is, I can do this, I can do the dish soap situation, and it works if I treat it right away. But if I'm like lazy or I forget, what I'll do is I'll just wash the clothes. Don't put them in the dryer because heat always sets stains. And I will, after they're dried, I will lay them outside in the sunshine, and it will literally wipe out the stain as if it were never there. It's incredible. It's like the best natural hack ever. Okay, so that's what I use: laundry soap, dryer balls, and then dish soap, and then the Molly Suds to remove stains and brighten things up. Now I want to go through my actual system. So this is where this book really has helped me, and she really is just all about like treating things like a business. So the first thing, if you feel like laundry is just like taking over your life, or it's always a drag and it's always stressing you out, then I want you to think about where your laundry is bottlenecking. Like, where are you always getting stuck? It's probably on one of the steps or one or two of the steps every time. And something to note here is, like, I feel like laundry is such a point of like contention or stress for moms or caregivers. But on the flip side, when you're like on top of laundry, it has like the ability to make you feel like super mom. Like, nothing makes me feel like I have my stuff together more than like getting a load of laundry started first thing in the morning, like getting it in the dryer, setting the timers, folding it, and getting it put away. It makes me feel so great. So you might be totally stressed out by your laundry, but you can also be like totally like blessed in a weird way by your laundry, and like have it kind of totally change your like confidence and your mojo. So think of it that way, but you have to just do a little bit of legwork to put a better system in place. So for me, laundry always bottlenecks. Typically, it's the putting it away. I usually can, get it in the wash and the dryer, and even get it folded sometimes in the same day, hopefully. But then it takes me forever to put it away, because for me, I was always folding laundry at night when my kids were asleep. So I couldn't then just take it upstairs, go in their room in the pitch black and put their laundry away, because I don't want to wake them up, and it's also super dark. So then the laundry would just sit. So that's where it would bottleneck for me. But you need to think about where it bottlenecks for you. Are you always leaving it in the washer and you forget about it and it starts rotting in there? Been there. Then set a timer. Every time I put the wash in, I set a timer. So I'm getting like ahead of myself. Let me give you the system. So the system starts with hampers. Everybody has a hamper. I don't do my husband's laundry. He takes care of his laundry on his own. But I am responsible for mine and the kids. I take care of that. So the girls each have a hamper. I have a hamper, and Bo's clothes are so like tiny still that I put all of Bo's clothes in with my wash. I don't have a hamper for him, but as he gets a little bit bigger, there's already a hamper in his room that we will use. So everybody has a hamper. So I do not want to ever sort laundry, except for me and Bo. That's an exception. Sorting to me is like such a waste of time, because you can just keep everything separate and save that step completely. So everyone has a hamper. And I encourage, and I'm trying my best to train the girls to put all of their clothes in the hamper. That's like an ongoing thing, but eventually they will be fully trained and they will just pretty much always put their clothes in the hamper. That keeps us from having random socks laying around and random pajamas that someone took off downstairs laying like in the hallway. So just trying to train them to get dressed in their room, use their hampers. So when I'm gonna do laundry, I take one hamper. So I'll take like my daughter Hayden's hamper down, the laundry goes in the wash. I set a timer on my phone for like an hour and a half or whatever. So when that goes off, I know that it's done. I can go in, I switch it to the dryer, because if I don't set a timer, I will 1000% forget. Like, it's not even a question. Move it to the dryer, set another timer, and then put a new load in if I'm doing that. When Hayden's clothes when my timer on my phone goes off, I go back to the dryer. I take everything out of the dryer. It goes right back into Hayden's hamper, okay? And then I take that hamper, and if I'm like totally on my game, I will fold it right then, or within the next like few hours that day before we get to like bedtime. So I will fold the clothes, and I used to do this at night because it was just, I didn't want the kids like messing with the clothes and grabbing the piles, which is like a thing. But again, training my kids to the clothes are folded. Please do not touch the clothes. Mommy is folding the clothes. Eventually they will learn, but I'm doing this because if I do it at night, it bottlenecks and doesn't get put away. So then once all the clothes are folded clothes go back in Hayden's hamper, they go back upstairs, and I put them back in her drawer. So there's no sorting. Hayden's hamper and Hayden's clothes stay on one cycle. And so that's how I wash everyone's clothes. So everybody's clothes stays in their hamper, the hamper comes down, we wash, we dry, we fold, they go back in the hamper goes upstairs, they go back in the drawers. Now we have an empty hamper ready to collect dirty clothes, because if the hamper is downstairs and I folded clothes 3 days ago but just never put them away, guess what? Hayden's clothes are now all over her room or in a pile or in the hallway because there's no place to put them. So you've got to have a system. Where is it bottlenecking? Do you need to buy more hampers? Do you need to set timers? Do you need to fold at a more optimal time of the day so that you can get them put away before everyone is asleep? Think about where all of your, your points of contention or where things are bottlenecking, and create a system or, improve that step in order to no longer have that issue. So that is my system for all of our clothes. Now, obviously there's other laundry items as well, like sheets and like towels. So sheets, I feel like sheets and towels are a little bit easier because it's just less stuff. So whenever we have a dirty towel, whether it's a bath towel or a bathroom towel or a dish towel, any of the towels, I have a laundry basket that is in our laundry room, and we just throw it in there. I don't, at this point in time, have enough towels getting dirty, at least my standard of dirty, I guess, to be like in a cycle of doing towels like every day or every other day or something like that. So we basically just throw the towels in this basket, and once the basket is full, I see it and I do a load of towels. I'll even run around the house real quick and grab any extra ones if I'm gonna do a load of towels to make sure they're all getting cleaned at once. So that's my system for towels. And then sheets is kind of the same way. I just, whenever it's time, usually once a week, I will just take the sheets off the bed, throw them in the wash. I do like my bed, or my husband and I's beds, sheets in one load, and then I'll just pull the kid sheets off the beds and do theirs together in another load. And a tip there is to always have, I actually don't have a backup pair of sheets for our bed. I need to get one and be like a real adult. But sheets are like, sheets are an investment. So I just have the one like nice high quality pair, and we wash them and then we put them back on in the same day. But for my kids, it is like, to me, it's crucial. If you have kids that take naps, you have got to have a backup sheet. So if you're gonna buy crib sheets, a lot of times they come in 2 packs anyway. Always have a second at least, so that when you take the sheet off, you can put the clean one right on, because someone is bound to be taking a nap like any minute. I made that mistake early in motherhood. I just like had the one sheet, and it was like, well, I need to wash the sheet. Oh, but they're about to go down for a nap and they're not gonna have a sheet. Now the sheet's like really gross. Like, what am I doing? So always have a backup. So that's what I do for sheets, for clothes, sheets, and towels. Okay, you guys, so that is my current laundry system, and also all of the products that we use to keep all of our clothes and linens and towels, everything clean. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, I will link this book down below. It has helped me so much, and I'm just kind of slowly going through different areas of my house and trying to improve upon them. This book has been like a huge catalyst for that, because I want my home to be, I wanted to have systems that run smoothly, because I want it to be a clean, cozy, pleasant place for all of us here. And it is for the most part, but there's definitely room for improvement always. And we are here all the time. We school here, we work here, we live here. So there's just a lot of here. And if the house is messy or out of order, it really affects all of us. So I hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I would love for you to comment down below any future videos you would love to see from me, but that is all I have. You can also follow me on Instagram as well. I'm at Becca Bristow for just like my daily life, peek behind the scenes, all of that. And Clove and Arrow Essentials is my Instagram where I talk all about oils and non-toxic living, that kind of stuff. So thank you guys again for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.